record of 11-2. He's fourth in ERA at 2.38 in the National League. He has certainly pitched extremely well for the New York Mets.
3-1 with the bases loaded and 2 out. Ball 4, and the game is tied. Magadan walks to force Backman in from third, and it's 1-1.
There goes the runner, and the pitch is taken. The throw by Sasser is a good one, and in time, and Bonds is thrown out. Boy, that's a good throw right there. Sasser with a strong throwing arm.
And a good tag by Howard Johnson to get the call. I'm not too sure that Bonds didn't actually beat it into the bag, but look at this throw. On the money. Now watch Johnson get the tag in there. Right as Bonds
Fences have taken it literally. Only 7 hits through 6 innings.
Deep to right field, however. Back is Reynolds. Back out of here, Wilson. 2-1, New York. Mookie Wilson out of nowhere with his 4th home run of the year. That'll wake you up.
Mookie hasn't been having very many opportunities now that Glenn Dykstra is the center fielder every day. And Mookie wants to play. So when you're in that situation, you've got to make the most of the opportunities you get. Wilson getting this pitch down and in. Hit it very high and deep enough. 2-1 New York.
Wilson drops. As Greg scores, it's now 2-2. I might add that was not a routine play, but should have been made.
Lean hits it well, but Wilson gets to the ball. And if you get to the ball, you ought to catch the ball right off the end of his glove. And with 2 out, Tommy Gregg is able to take off. Had there only been 1 out, Gregg probably would not have scored.
On 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. After 7, 2-2. We're back after this from Southwestern Bell.
And we go to the 9th after this for your Lincoln Mercury dealers. Ground ball up the middle, base hit into center field. Elster stops at second, but Van Slyke overruns the ball. Elster goes to third, and Andy Van Slyke will be charged with a rare error. And the Mets have the go-ahead run at third base and still only 1 out.
And what caused this error was aggressive base running by Elster because he rounded the bag. If he stops at the bag, Van Slyke thinks he's not going to third. By rounding the bag, and then after the error going to third, Elster really caused that error. That's what you can do with aggressive base running. You saw that little peak by Van Slyke. And in bridge, they say 1 peak's worth 2 finesses.
Ricky Sasser with the left-handed Bob Kipper on the mound. Ripped to left field for a base hit. Elster scores, and the Mets lead it 3-2 in the 9th inning.
Important hit by Kevin McReynolds. Robinson trying to come inside to Kevin. Elster scoring easily as the Mets take the lead once again. RBI number 64 on the year for Mac.
The run is charged to Bob Kipper, and Gary Carter will now be the pinch hitter for David Cone.
Up, you get jammed, you're always McCarver.
Off the end of the bat, a blooper into center field. It'll drop for a base hit. Here comes Mookie. There'll be no throw, and the Mets lead 4-2. Gary Carter now 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs as a pinch hitter.
Well, there are a lot of guys on a first-name basis in this inning. Dave walked for Kevin to go to third base. Then Mookie grounded to center field as Kevin took third, and then the other Kevin scored a run, and now Gary gets a pinch hit base hit to center. Boy, there are a lot of affectionate first names being called in the Mets dugout right now. Gary, Kevin, Gary baby, Kevin, Mackie boy,
Kid.
oh yeah.
Drive into the right field corner, and he'll be Tim for a long time. This could clear the bases. It's a ground rule double, however, and Dykstra will be held at third. So Tuffle doubles to drive in 2 more, and it is 6-2 New York.
And that's exactly what that hit was for the Mets. Double Tuffle down the right field line, and that salts this game away with McDowell and Myers rested for the most part in the bullpen. That gives the Mets a 4-run lead, and they're not through. So a lot of first names in this inning since Johnson made the first out.
Seven Mets have come to the plate. Really don't have the kind of bench you need to win a divisional championship. Grounded weakly. Hernandez to McDowell, and the ball game is over. The Mets have taken the first 3 games just as they did last weekend in New York, winning again over the Pittsburgh Pirates today by a final of 6-2 with 4 runs in the top half of the 9th inning. David Cone picks up the victory. He goes 8 innings. He is 12-2. And Bob Kipper, who worked 1 1/3 in relief, is the loser. He is now 2-3 on the year. And the Mets are now 6.5 in front of the 2nd place Montreal Expos if they hold on and beat St. Louis, and 7 full games ahead of the Pittsburgh Pirates in the National League East. Tim and I will have a wrap up, and Ralph will be right behind us with Kiner's Corner for you, so stay with us. We're back to Three Rivers after this for Michelob.